Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. In the last 2 years, player Draymond Green has collected a series of controversies. Commentator calls for Draymond Green to stay out of the NBA. The Ringer CEO Bill Simmons is the latest critic of Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green's inclusion on TNT's Inside the NBA. Many people haven't been pleased with Green's takes, including the Minnesota Timberwolves fan base. Simmons thinks the show was just fine before Green joined the panel, via the Bill Simmons podcast. "I'm dumbfounded that they added Draymond, like everybody's like Inside the NBA, it's the best show ever, why are you adding people to it?" Simmons said. "Just take Draymond out of it, why are we adding any fifth human being to a show that we all loved already? This is what I don't understand about networks, why can't they just stay out of their own way?" Green joined the legendary group of Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, and Kenny Smith during the second round of the playoffs. The four-time champion has gotten off to a rocky start, most notably calling the Denver Nuggets-Wolves series over after Minnesota went down 3-2. The Wolves went on to thoroughly prove him wrong, resulting in some egg on his face. Green and Simmons have had a long simmering feud, which notably heated up in 2022. Simmons jokingly said K Jalen Green during a podcast episode, as he preferred New Orleans Pelicans forward Herb Jones for the all-rookie team that season. Green heard it out of context, causing him to go on a viral Instagram rant, via @RocketHoops55. "How is it that this guy has a voice in deciding if Jalen Green will qualify for a Supermax deal?" Green said. "He clearly says F him, which sounds very personal, BTW. But he has a say in what someone earns. What work has he done in his life that qualifies him to have a say in an NBA player's salary?" At NBA. Green was referencing the fact that Simmons has a vote for all NBA selections, which help players qualify for Supermax deals. Simmons also roasted Green for his new media persona in an episode of his podcast. "I don't want to talk about the psychology of players too much because Sheriff Draymond Green might come in the new media police car," Simmons said. "Here's a guy that didn't play basketball talking about. Well, that's unfortunately my job. Sorry Sheriff Draymond. Who's on the right side of this beef? There is a path for players like Green to be better NBA commentators." Simmons compared Green's TNT situation to fellow Warrior Chris Paul joining ESPN's NBA Countdown panel. "Like if you decide Chris Paul needs to be on Countdown, then take one of the other people out and have a 4-person thing so you can have an actual conversation," Simmons said. While there's value in having an active player give their perspective, it's true in both Green and Paul's cases that it's hard for a player to suddenly ingratiate themselves amongst a long-established panel. Over and over again, they just can't help themselves, they just have to add stuff, they have to change stuff, they have to overthink it, Simmons continued. Meanwhile somebody like Tim Legler, what did he do one playoff game, and he was awesome, and it's like yeah, let's get rid of him, no more playoff games for Legs. Legler is an example of someone who has years of experience in both the playing and broadcasting worlds. The 57-year-old played in the NBA from 1990 to 1999, and he's been with ESPN since 2000. To achieve a happy medium, it may be best for players to follow the Legler model of getting their feet wet in the broadcasting world before immediately hopping on popular shows and giving hot takes for the sake of ratings. That way, the audience would take them more seriously long-term.